Pyromancer who really weren't going to scale better later anyways, and they allowed Zephyr to have, I think it was around 300 gold per minute in the mid game, and that was huge. And now you can see that Hellborn is just starting to pull away every minute this goes.
Impulse, anything to add?
We actually have a fight about to happen here at this top secondary tower, so would you like to take it away, Rabbi?
Sure thing. We do see a huge push coming in here by the Hellborn side, and we do see that they pretty much just let it go there. Now, is Ophelia going to overplay here, maybe get caught? It looks as though a lot of her creeps are. Hag trying to blink forward to get the slow on Ophelia, and it's not going to happen. They do pick off Ophelia's creeps. I take that back. The Catman gets away. Zeph charging through the tar. Hag actually coming in here, blowing Sonar Scream, maybe gonna ult Pyro with a portal key now, so she's coming in trying to get some blink initiations. Zeph taking a lot of damage, but he's gonna be able to tank right through that between Helm and Idol. Shaman's Headdress, by the way, we mentioned this earlier, but it has been upgraded into a Barrier Idol, which is gives a little bit extra regen, but it also negates 400 physical damage in an area that is all around you, and it lasts for 8 seconds. So
Negates magic
you
damage.
go into a team fight. Did I say just damage in general?
You said physical.
Physical, I apologize. I did mean magic. Thank you, Snoopy, for the correction. And yeah, so overall, there it is. There's the idol with the shield above it. A lot of magic damage going to be reduced here. And we do see Engineers ult going off. Everybody throwing everything they can. Chippers, rockets, tars, Telos commands getting Zephyr out of the Engineer ult. Glacia's trying to come in. He's going real low. Token Life going off on Wretched Hag. And it looks as though Poker is going to die, actually. KDE Pimpu coming in with the kill on him. Zeph needs to be very careful here. Actually, Engineer coming out trying to get a pick on this Zephyr. Zeph running away here. And it does look as though KDE gotta be happy with the way that team fight went. NG hitting a huge ult, and actually Pyro trying to get away from a Fade. Same as D-Sham, but is Fade going to be able to catch? Fade does not have an ult, so we'll see if she's able to catch. Geometer's Bane giving that extra speed, though, is huge. There comes the stun. Lots of damage going off here. And we do see, wow, D-Sham taking a huge amount of damage. Very low amount of Chipper Rockets. D-Sham has to dodge them or die. Does so, puts the cape on, and it does look as though Glacius portal key now icing and getting the pick on D-Sham. So good chase down. It looks as though it was a one-on-one and oh no, 2-for-1, excuse me, trade, or 2-for-0 trade in favor of KDE. They got to be happy with that defense that they put up. And you know, Engineer's ult is so hard to push on. But yeah, back to what were we necessarily discussing? I believe we were discussing scalability. Certain heroes are really good early, certain heroes are really good mid, certain heroes are really good late game. And, you know, you can sacrifice a little bit of your early game to try and have a better late game, but most teams will tell you that if you, oh wow, look at Tinker plus this turret taking down the tower so fast. Turret's so buff here. We see that charged hammer turret just eating away. Oh man. And the base turret, or base tower does go down for this Legion side. Glacia's portal keying out. And, yeah, anyways, some heroes are much better into the late game. So the way that's out is if you don't focus down those late game heroes and you allow them to get items, certain heroes they scale better with good items. A Pyromancer does not do a lot of physical damage. She's based purely around her spells. And the spells, there's no way to increase the magic damage on them. There's one item that increases one spell by 175 damage. Not a big deal when Zephyr's coming in doing 240 magic damage a second with the tornadoes. So you could spend that 4,000 on Pyromancer to get that item to increase the damage by 175, or you could spend 4,000 allowing Zephyr some tanky items that get Zephyr to survive another, you know, 15 seconds or even 10 seconds throughout the mid game, doing an extra 2,400 damage, magic damage over time. So certain heroes scale better with items, and certain heroes are really good at level 7, such as Pyromancer doing, oh, huge ult coming out here by Chipper, and Wretched Hag doing loads of damage, actually. Zanaho, D-Sham going down, Fade trying to come in with the magic shield on NG ult going off, Zeph ult's been down, and it does look as though Donor Engineer taking a 4x multicast going down, and along with a Pyro ult, Fade trying to come in here getting a kill, KD picking up a double kill, so that looks as though they actually picked up 4 total. Double kill for Pimpu and Ubermag. So huge. KDE, as we were just talking about how Zephyr's so buff, they end up going for Kongor and getting counter ganked at Kongor, and it looks as though Kongor is going to go to ILX or to KDE, excuse me. So ILX with the better late game team in the form of Zephyr. Just wow. not going to be happy right now. ILX should be coming through right about now. This is some of their prime time. You know, Zephyr's really buff with that Frostburn, with you know, Barrier Idol, Helm of the Black Legion. Just some pretty big items on Zeph. Needs to come in and be able to tank through a lot of this damage, but I mean, I didn't quite get a good look. Would you say Engineer happened on that team fight that really gave
and
KDE
Glacius,
the
he had a
advantage?
huge ult with that portal key, and I think he did a portal key jump, and he did a really huge ult.
So we do see Glacius ult, which is obviously channeling, and then I mean, maybe just a lack of disable. But I
think he waited. I think he waited for them to throw out their spells, and he placed it himself really smart in their escape route on the edge of the engineer ult. That was pretty nice.
Gotcha. Well, you mean, good play by Glacius. Anytime a Glacius gets an ult off in a team fight in general, it's pretty amazing. It's very hard for arguably the squishiest hero in the game. Probably the worst hero when it comes to scalability. There is nothing Glacius can really do into the late game besides pray that his ult doesn't, you know, doesn't just do absolutely nothing. And a good ult that can turn the tide of a team fight, Glacius is more than doing his job mid and late game. So probably really happy about that. It looks as though his farm is good enough where he's working on not only key but Staff of the Master as well. And a Staff of the Master Glacius, that ult may actually do some good damage if it lasts a good amount of time. As we said, it is channeling, so a single stun or Tablet of Command is going to hinder that. It's going to stop that dead in its tracks. So keep an eye out. I mean, if Glacius does get that staff and gets a good ult off, that could turn the tide of these battles. I mean, back to that team fighter long where Wretched Hag, I guess, was not there. Glacius hitting a good ult. A lot of things going well for KDE. And who has the token, actually? I don't even remember.
Fade does.
Fade has the token? Interesting. And her farm picking up a Slayer now. So Geometer's Bane, Brutalizer, and a Slayer. Probably going Savage Mace. Do you like this build on Fade, Impulse?
I really don't. I'd have to disagree with this build. I mean, the Brutalizer is okay. I mean, it's useful for about, you know, 5-10 minutes during the game, but at this point you're going to want a Shrunken Head a lot more than you do that stun. As we see a lot of initiation on Glacius. Glacius just getting out of there. Chipper ult dropping it right where they need it to be, so Zephyr can't do anything about it. Zephyr's coming in, trying to pick someone off, not going to happen. Legion's going to back out, and they do not want to fight in the forest, not at all.
Yeah, you know, you're going to look for a huge ult from Engineer, who is actually going the Shrunken Head that you had mentioned that Fade needs to grab. And, yeah, I mean, especially picking up Slayer here, it seems like if she gets crowd controlled, this Hellborn team's going to go ahead and they're going to win the fight, as long as Fade does get crowd control or picked off. And in order to obviously negate the entire crowd control, she should be looking to pick up a Shrunken Head. So I agree with you. An earlier Shrunken Head would be huge. The Brutalizer, I'm not a huge fan of it. And how about that Geometer's Bane? What are your thoughts on that one?
I think Geometer's Bane is a waste on a hero as squishy as Fade that needs to come to melee range to do any damage. On a hero like maybe Valkyrie, Soul Stealer, Wretched Hag even would be a better pick than to put it on a melee hero like Fade.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that Glacius with a huge, and there it is, the portal key ult, but it was stunned, so it only got off maybe 2 or 3 seconds. Great tablet of command by Pyromancer, dodging that keg. That was really well done, and then portaling up. So it's good to see overall the support heroes getting the farm in that they need. And let's take a look at the golden experience. Almost, you know, or over 55 minutes into this game, golden experience not differing by more than 1,000 in gold and 4,000 in experience. So definitely pretty huge so far in the form of an epic even game. We do see Disham coming in here, and actually he's going to back up. Tablet of command out, excuse me. And they are trying to have melee racks. Obviously you don't want to lose your Raxes, but I don't even think it's that big of a deal at this point in the game. Zephyr can just sit there and be alright, but you don't want to take the gold disadvantage, and there it is. Denied Rax. Demented Shaman actually getting iced there by Glacius, but not a whole lot's going to happen. I think both teams are just going to head out. I must have missed a kill on Wretched Hag. I'm sorry about that, or maybe that was in earlier. Glacius taking a lot of damage, though. He's going to go down. Ilex picking up a kill on KDE.